Hello there, Hendrick Honda of Charleston. This is Coach Stephanie with part 2 of your mystery shop. I submitted a request on your website on the 2nd of September at 1:30 p.m. I received a phone call from Andre at 3:40 p.m. and got this email in my inbox at 2:40 p.m., which was actually 3:40 your time, so I apologize for that. So actually, Andre, I missed your phone call the first time, and we actually called you back about 4:20 at 4:20. So we called you back about 40 minutes later. The email did come to my inbox, but you need to be sure that you're emailing the customer and calling them within less than 15 minutes. So once you get the lead, call the customer, schedule an appointment, and get them to your dealership. Once you get off the phone, then you want to send them a personalized email after you hang up with them. But you did send an email. I do want to point that out. You did send an email after you spoke to me, but your score is going to be so much better if we go with the email you sent before we spoke, simply because of the fact that your email that you sent afterwards was nothing but pictures of the vehicle. You sent, actually, this is the next day. Yeah, this was the next day. Taking a look at the email that you sent, here it is, because you sent just pictures. So, yeah, HRV pictures. And this email was literally nothing but pictures, and this was really going to make your score a lot lower. So what I wanted to do was score the one that was going to give you the best score. So I'd actually score the email that you sent before we spoke. So let's talk about that email first, and then I will go over with you what you should be sending the customer after you speak to them. The email that you sent me before we spoke has an attention-grabbing subject line, so think that is really good there. So nice job. And the email did go into my inbox. Also, you want to be sure that the email is free of spelling and grammatical errors. And I want you to proofread here because you've got the A and the H here running together. And so you need to be sure that you proofread before you send those emails out so that they're free of spelling and grammatical errors. You've only got one chance to make a great first impression with a customer, so that's why it's important that your email that you send, the very first impression they get of you, is a great impression, okay? Also, the email needs to mention the vehicle that the customer inquired on. And you did mention, that Honda was a great product and gave me a lot of positive industry information about Honda in general, but you want to mention the specific vehicle that the customer inquired on and validate the customer's decision of vehicle on the specific vehicle that they inquired on. The email needs to be a little more personalized. I'm going to give you credit for validating the customer's decision of vehicle with positive or industry information because you gave such a great information about Honda, but be sure that you are specifically giving information on the exact vehicle of interest. And you want to address the availability and let the customer know that the vehicle is or is not available. You did include a link back to your website in the email and a link to your email address, so you did get full credit for your signature file. Also, you want to be sure that you answer any specific questions that the customer asks in their lead submission. And I had asked about your Labor Day sale, and you did not address that. You want to be sure that in the email that you let the customer know that you will be following up with them. Okay, so also, if you had sent this email after you had tried calling and didn't get a hold of the customer, I would very, very much recommend that you send an email letting the customer know that you tried to call them. I really suggest you call them first. Then if you don't reach them, send them an email that's personalized and let them know you tried to reach them. And if you don't hear from them later today, that you'll try to reach them later in the afternoon or in the evening. Also, a value statement about your dealership. Like I said, it's great that you gave all this positive industry information about specifically Honda, but you want to give them information that's going to make your dealership stand apart from the competition, because if they're shopping online, chances are they're looking at other dealers. So it can be information about an award that your dealership has won, or industry information about your dealership as far as maybe a promotion that you're having, or something that's going to make that customer go, well, that's a good reason to visit their dealership. So be sure that you are including that type of information in all of your emails, okay? Taking a look at the email that you did send me, like I said, you did send one after we spoke, but like I said, it was literally nothing but just pictures, and I never want you to do that. You want to be sure that you're sending the customer very professional emails, and this one was literally just pictures of the vehicle. You want to be sure that you are sending them an email thanking them for their time on the phone. You want the email to have an attention-grabbing subject line. This just says HRV pictures. it needs to have the name of your dealership in there. Then, you want to be sure that you give the customer a value statement about your dealership. You want to include next steps. That's why it's so important you grab control of the call and schedule an appointment to get them to your dealership. Most customers are going to purchase within 72 hours, and you want to get them to your dealership before they have a chance to go someplace else. So you want to remind them of whatever you agreed to in your phone conversation in the email, and then be sure that you remind them of that in writing in case they didn't write it down. That's kind of the point of your follow-up email, is to remind them of whatever information they didn't write down during your phone conversation. It needs to have a complete signature file like we talked about, with a link to the website and a link to your email address. It needs to be free of spelling and grammatical errors, okay? I did not grade this one. I'm just giving you the feedback on what I'd like to see you do in the future. Like I said, I did grade the one you sent before we spoke because it gave you a better score, okay? So keep up the hard work and keep practicing. Your secret code for today is value. VALUE, value. Have a great day.